Good morning, and welcome to Tamco, California's largest ferrous recycler. First, I would like to thank everyone for coming out and participating in Tamco's 15th annual Project Isaiah. My name is Jim Crompton, and all the team members of Tamco are very excited about this community outreach program where we use our facility to destroy thousands, 12,153 to be exact today, guns and weapons that have been seized during criminal investigations here in Southern California. The unique feature about Project Isaiah is not just that we get thousands of weapons off the street, but since Tamco is the largest ferrous recycler in the state of California, we recycle these weapons to manufacture reinforcing bar. This bar is then utilized in several construction projects in Southern California that we improve the quality of life, not destroy it. Project Isaiah was the brainchild of Mr. Leonard Robinson, Tamco's former Director of Environmental and Safety, and is based on verse 2 through 4 in the book of Isaiah. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Our modern day version, they shall melt their guns and weapons into reinforcing bar and build a community for all to live in peace and harmony. Please give a warm welcome to Mayor Kurth.
Thank you very much. It's a real thrill for us here in Rancho Cucamonga to participate in this. We're honored to have Tamco as one of our fine industries here in Rancho Cucamonga. And when you talk about forging plowshares out of swords, this is exactly what we're doing here. And I think it sends a message to the criminals too. If you violate the law anywhere in our state, anywhere in our city, this is what's going to happen to your weapons. They're going to be ground up and used to make rebar to help build buildings, to help the people of California and the people of Rancho Cucamonga. So we're thrilled to have Tamco here and to participate in this process, and for our sheriff as well, who's been able to confiscate all of these weapons. So thank you very much. We're thrilled to be here, and we hope to get the word out. We don't accept the crime in California. We're going to make a difference here in Rancho Cucamonga, and we're going to turn these weapons into plowshares. Thank you very much.
It is my honor to welcome Sheriff Lee Baca back to Tamco.
Well, thank you, James, and good morning. Two other council members are here, and I'd like the Mayor Pro Tem, Dennis Michael, and Sam to come on up and just say quickly a couple things that I think are also important to hear.
Thank you, Sheriff. I would just like to once again reiterate how proud we are in Rancho Cucamonga to have a business and an industry like Tamco as part of our community. Tamco, for those of you who don't know, is going to be going under a major renovation and expansion, and it's due to the success of not only the leadership of this organization, but also its employees. And it's especially pleasing to see that we can host a destruction of a number of weapons, over 12,000 weapons that were collected just in the past year. When you look at these weapons and you think that our communities are safe, we need to do a better job. And hopefully next year when we do this event again, we will have far less than 12,000 weapons to have to destroy. It's something that we should all want as our goal. So thank you very much for attending today. Thank you.
Just quick, not to step on everybody else, but this is a team effort that was headed up by Sheriff Lee Baca, who I'm proud to say is a good friend of mine, and the City of Rancho Cucamonga and Tamco doing this outstanding event every year. It seems like we do it more than once a year. I just said we were here just a few months ago, but it's a great effort to take the bad guns off the street and do something good with it by making rebar, which will build our freeways and buildings that help out the good people of this community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, what we're here today to do is to take these 12,000 plus weapons that law enforcement has seized from criminals. Some of them have been turned in by good-minded citizens, of which we deeply appreciate. At the same time, California state law requires that weapons confiscated by the sheriff shall be destroyed annually. And I'm proud that this 12,000, quite frankly, is going to get destroyed, but it's not just the sheriff's department that confiscates weapons. The police department does. The Great Los Angeles Police Department and 28 other law enforcement agencies in Southern California, particularly Los Angeles County, are part of this program. And thus, the guns and other deadly weapons that you see have been commissioned, caused certain havoc in our communities, and therefore crimes themselves with weapons that can harm and kill people are weapons that obviously should be put to better use. And thus we have a commitment that these weapons will never be used to commit a crime or used to threaten or intimidate an innocent victim. These implements of human destruction will be transformed into elements of construction. Thus, we have melted steel that will ultimately be used for upgrades in our freeways, bridges in Arizona and California and Nevada. Rebar is a critical green tool for future positive growth of the needs of our people here in Southern California, and California joins with Arizona and Nevada in trying to do the right thing. Tamco is a great organization that has stepped up to partner with law enforcement and thus provides an example of true leadership. Now let's take a look at these guns. Let's start with this Norinco Mac 90, which is on the list of California banned rifles. It was loaded and in the possession of a motorist who was stopped during a normal traffic stop. Unlawful weapons seized in a traffic stop. This particular Israeli-built military Desert Eagle 50 cal handgun. Now 50 cal, my friends, if you pull the trigger on this thing, this gun will come out of your hand. But it was found in possession of a convicted felon during a traffic stop again. And this is an important thing in the way of telling people that have these types of weapons, do not carry any of these weapons with you. If they're illegal, no matter if you're in your car or in your home. This is a 45 caliber Commando, which has a magazine capacity of about 25 rounds. This was in the possession of 3 gang members who were arrested for cocaine and methamphetamine and, of course, stolen property. This means essentially that people committing burglaries, robbing from people's homes, and doing things that are harmful are carrying this type of weapon with them. Obviously, they don't merely have property crime in mind. If they were assaulted by anyone other than law enforcement, I can assure you there'd be more casualties and death. And finally, this is an Uzi 9mm, which was fully loaded when we seized it, and the person that had it was arrested for intoxication and threatening to shoot 4 other family members. Now here's an incredible story behind this weapon. Intoxication and guns don't go together. It's very important for people that own guns, even if they're legally owned, not to be consuming alcohol in the presence of their weapons. And then getting into arguments with family members and then threatening all the family members with the weapon. That is a cowardly thing to do with a gun. And therefore the individual was arrested and his gun was seized and it will be melted down. All these weapons have a story. The story today is that weapons used in crime will be seized by law enforcement, permanently taken away from the owner, and destroyed here in Tamco so we can build a better life and a better future for our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff Baca. This concludes the presentation section of the 15th Annual Project Isaiah, and I would like to thank everyone for participating. Next, Tamco scrapyard crew will load and charge this pile of destructive weapons.